let's get started. Namaste everyone, welcome to Hindi University. Really excited to have all of you this Sunday. As you know, my name is Ashutosh and we meet every Sunday US Pacific time, 8 a.m. to learn about the Hindi language. Today is the daylight saving changes going on, so the classes may appear like an hour late for some of you, even though it's still at the same time, 8 a.m. US Pacific. With that being said, as you know, if you want to join the Sunday classes, you can follow us, on youtube.com/Hindi University. And if you're joining for the very first time, I give a little bit of information here so you can kind of catch up on that. For the Sunday classes, all you need to know or have is this Zoom link or the meeting ID, so you can join the Sunday classes. And I use this WhatsApp link to enroll students for 2025, and this link is only for the enrollment purposes. Once you are in there and we believe you're a genuine user, will onboard you to the right platform. This year we've been following two books: Pingu Learns Hindi, which is the book by Hindi University, and the second book we have is the Primer of the Modern Standard Hindi by Professor Michael Shapiro. And the last 2 weeks we've been focusing on a topic called when things happen to you, not things done by the user, right? I mean, we looked at multiple cases, we looked at with the help of multiple examples also. So today we'll try to wrap up this topic. So it may appear that we are going slightly faster, but the main aim is just to kind of make sure that you have all the tools with you, so you can distinguish between both the scenarios, right? So just to kind of give a quick recap, very quick recap, we looked at the patterns, right? When I say I open the window, the user is actively doing something. They are the one opening the window. They can control it, opening and shutting down the window. When a user is feeling cold, they cannot control it. They can react to it, but they cannot, do anything in the sense that they cannot cause it or not cause it, right? So those were the cases. In English, it's both the cases you have I, right? So English doesn't really distinguish the things that you are doing versus you are experiencing. In Hindi, and some of the other languages also, when a user is doing something versus when they're experiencing, especially when they're experiencing it, the subject or the pronoun in this case is followed by the postposition ko, right? And we spend some time on that, like where you say main plus ko is mujhe or mujhko, John ko, JD ko, Jason ko, or Meena ko, right? That's how we started, right? It's the same thing in some of the other languages, such as like Spanish, in German, and in Russian as well, right? Where you say that to me, something is pleasing, or to me, this thing is, likable, right? And so we looked at multiple cases of that. And then the question was, how do I make sense of it? Because there are so many verbs. And then the short framework or the, a model is when something is, your body is experiencing, your heart is experiencing, similarly your mind, if something happens to your mind or comes in your hand, you're receiving something, or comes to your eye, such as you feel or it seems to you, all of those cases, those are considered experience in Hindi. So, you will use the pronoun followed by ko. In the previous two classes, we covered completely the first two categories, and we did half of the third category. Today, we'll try to wrap up this entire topic, okay? So I'll try to take a slightly faster pace, but feel free to stop me if you have any questions in between. So, but before I get started, any immediate questions before we jump into the discussion? All good? Wonderful. All right, so let's get started. We'll do is when something is happening, it happens to your mind. Okay, so we did two cases before. We'll do a third case. Okay, actually we did only one probably case. When something is in your memory, or if you remember something, okay, the verb in this case is to remember. I mean, there are many ways you can use the word here is yaad. When you are doing the remembering, okay, which is basically you will use it with karna, right? Yaad karna. I am actively doing the remembering. But when something comes to your brain, you know, you will use it with hona, right? Hona. And this is what we're going to be using, yaad, hona. Okay, so when you have a memory of something, okay, so the pattern here is X ko or pronoun ko in this case. So if I'm using it with man as a subject, I will say man plus ko, which is mujhe or mujhko something याद है. Okay, मुझे याद है. Okay, if you are just simply saying oh I remember, you say मैं मुझे याद है. Okay, now the thing is, what is it that you remember? You can say मुझे, I remember your name. Okay, your name. Nicole ji, what is name in Hindi?
Nam.
Very good. Now, and what is your? Yeah, you only, Nicole ji, your name.
What's the question?
What is your?
Your up.
Yeah,
No.
very good. You is up and your is up.
Up. I'm sorry. I
It's
don't know.
okay. It's up. Try it out. Ka, ke, or ki. You can put ka, ke, or ki with that.
Up. K.
If
Up
it is
K.
masculine, आपका.
Apka. Kya
Now,
nam.
yeah, that's it. That when you ask someone what's your name, आपका नाम क्या है? Yeah. So
Oh, okay.
your name is आपका नाम.
Okay.
So let's say you meet Josh, after a month. Okay, you won't say, "Oh, I remember your name." How will you say that using this pattern?
Mujhe is, I don't see very well on my
Oh,
screen. So.
I see. I see.
Okay. Mujhe. आपका नाम याद है. याद
Beautiful.
हूँ.
Yeah. है.
Hey?
Right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, है. Because of मुझे, it's है. आपका नाम याद है. Okay? I remember your name. And it's because it's in your memory. Okay? One is I know your name. I know some of you may be thinking, मुझे आपका नाम पता है और मालूम है. But so there is a slight distinction. Right? I remember your name. Okay? So मुझे आपका नाम याद है. What else? What else can you put in here in this template? I can give you more examples. So you said आपका नाम. Okay. Let's say I do not remember, password of a website. I forgot it. It's not in my memory anymore. Okay. You will just say password as password in Hindi. Okay. So you do not remember. Josh, how will you say that?
मुझे मुझे password याद नहीं है और नहीं याद है.
Beautiful. Yeah, either way is fine. मुझे password याद नहीं है.
Okay.
Okay. And again, you can say it other way as well. I do not know. Okay. But something, it's the same thing in English. Something you want to say, I do not remember. Something I do not know. So same distinction. Don't overthink anyone, right? So sometimes you say, I do not know or I do not remember. So it's not in your memory. So मुझे password याद नहीं है. Okay, let's take some more examples so you guys feel comfortable. Something you do not like, let's say, some people are very good with remembering the phone number. Okay, you want to know Michael G, you want to say, I do not remember her phone number.
मुझे इसका फोन नंबर याद नहीं है.
Very good. उसका phone number याद नहीं है. Same thing you can say it with other way as well. मालूम नहीं है, पता नहीं है, but we are just exercising the word called याद होना. Okay. Let's say the route, you're going from point A to point B, right? Sometimes it's in the memory, right? And you just remember it. You don't have to put in GPS. Vlad, how will you say, I do not remember the route or route, how do you want to call it?
अच्छा, तो मुझे रास्ता नहीं याद है.
Beautiful. Rasta. Rasta. R with A, half S and T with A. मुझे रास्ता याद नहीं है. Okay, मुझे रास्ता याद नहीं है. Okay, I do not remember the date. Let's say, the examiner is asking you and you just have to respond to the answer. Okay, and there you just don't, it's not coming to you. How will you say that? Meeta ji?
मुझे तारीख याद नहीं है.
Beautiful. You will say, मुझे तारीख याद नहीं है. So the date is, in this case, is तारीख. You will T with A, you will R with E, and then sometimes it's written as Kh, sometimes it's written as Kh. Either way is fine. As far as like the we are concerned, like तारीख. मुझे तारीख याद नहीं है. Okay. Any other questions anyone have so far? So far we're talking about singulars. So naam, password, it's not passwords, password, phone number, rasta, they're all singular. That's why it's hai. Now we'll do plural as well, and then hai becomes hai with the nasalized sound. Okay, so if it is plural, Meeta ji, it will become
तारिकोन. I'm not sure.
it's a the first one. Tarike yaad nahi hai. Okay, you do not remember the rules of the game. Sharmila ji, rules. You do not remember the rules of the game. What is rules? You have to unmute yourself. Or you can just say rules if you do not remember. Okay. Okay, Austin ji, you know what is rules called in Hindi?
Niyam?
Niyam, very good. So the word is niyam. Okay, so if you do not remember the rules of the game, how would you say that?
Mujhe khel ka niyam nahi yaad.
Very beautiful. मुझे खेल के नियम याद नहीं है. नियम. Okay, niyam. It's a simple thing. The formula is pretty simple, but you just exercising a lot of vocabulary, new vocabulary with it, right? So मुझे खेल के नियम. Generally, there's not like a one rule. I mean, generally, there are more rules, right? So, खेल के नियम याद नहीं हैं. The nasalized ending. Right? Similarly, you do not remember the lyrics of the song. Somebody's asking you to sing a song, right? Doing a karaoke party or something, and like they put you on the spot, you have to sing it. Michael ji.
मुझे गाना के lyrics याद नहीं है.
Beautiful, right? मुझे गाने, I'm going to write down the more formal one, a very formal one. गीत के बोल, which is how it is known as lyrics of the song, और गाने के lyrics. This is totally fine as well. गाने के lyrics याद नहीं है. Okay? मुझे गीत के बोल और मुझे गाने के lyrics याद नहीं है. Okay? I do not remember, last one and then we'll move on. I do not remember the instructions. Let's see someone who's not done before. Christine ji. I do not remember the instruction.
मुझे instructions याद नहीं है.
Beautiful, right? And instruction in Hindi is nirdesh. So it's nirdesh. I mean, for more Sanskrit-oriented students, nirdesh is nothing but nihi plus desh. Actually, it's the other sh. Yeah, no, it's fine. Nirdesh. So it becomes na with e, ra on top, and then desh. But you can simply say, if it is hard, you can simply say, मुझे instructions याद नहीं है, and that's totally fine. Any questions, anyone, before we move on to the next thing? Yes.
Actually, I would ask, what is bowl there? We have Geet K bowl. What is bowl?
Bowl is just the lyrics, basically. Bowl. That's how it is kind of said, actually. Geet Ke Bowl. Geet Ke Bowl is like the words of the song.
Looks like it comes from bolna.
You can say that, but it's not the word, basically. In this case, it's pretty much the words of the, because it's like a Geet's bowl, words used in the song. So it's like a, postposition is being used basically between the Geet and the bowl.
The bowl kind of means words?
That's right.
Okay,
That's right.
thank
the
you.
Words of the Geet. Yeah. Vlad?
Yes, and can we say like मुझे निर्देश नहीं आ रही है?
नहीं याद आ रहे हैं.
Yeah, याद नहीं
That's right.
याद आ रही है.
You
Yes?
can say that. Yes.
Thanks.
Yeah, it's not coming to me. You can. So the question is, right now I pretty much said yaad hai, right? Can I use it in other tenses? Right? Can I use it in continuous? Can I use it in future? Right? You can say I will not be. मुझे याद नहीं होंगे. Somebody told you you have to remember it, right? And you're like, no, it will be hard for me to remember it, right? So to me, it will not be remembered. So you can definitely use it in other tenses. You can use it in past tense also. Like मुझे password नहीं याद था. Right? To me, it was not, coming to me, in the past. Yes, Christine ji?
A couple of weeks ago, I learned the word pankitya for a poem. Would it work with songs?
Panktiyan.
Like
the
lines.
Yes. So I mean, you can. It goes more. It goes well with the poem, right? Because poems have like a fixed line of the fixed number of lines, pretty much, right? I mean, unless like a long poem. So Geet ki Panktiyan, you can say that. I mean, again, there's no hard and fast rule, but colloquially, this is used more frequently. Geet ke bol, like if you listen to the old, and it's popularized more by the radio channels, like the old radio host. They would typically just say like Geet ke bol, right? So that's how it became more common. But feel free to experiment it. There is no wrong. Like if you say Geet ki panktiyan, it's not like somebody will tell you that no, this is wrong.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you.
No. Okay, so now we will move on to the next thing, which is related to the same pattern. Something comes to your mind or brain, okay, which is something a skill or a language or an ability, okay, and the verb, ana is typically considered like to come, like passengers aate hain, like the passengers come, okay, or Vlad ghar aata hai, like Vlad comes home. That's typically. But similarly, if a skill or an ability or a language, if it is you are familiar with it, or if you it comes to your brain, basically you also use the verb called ana, right? And it's the same thing as your pronoun, the person we are talking about, ko, the skill or language that we are talking about, and we'll use आता है, आती है, आते हैं. आते, we use the nasalized ending hai, right? So if I am so if I'm talking about, let's say, a language, Nicole ji, I'll work with you. Let's say I know Spanish. I want to say that. I know.
Mujhe Spanish Angie, no, ane, hey.
The word is ana, and because Spanish is considered feminine singular, you remove the na.
Ani,
Let me share it again, and maybe that will help you. What do you see in my screen?
ati.
Yeah,
Okay.
beautiful. So because languages are considered feminine singular, it's मुझे Spanish आती है. Nicole ji, you want to say I know many languages. Okay, language is, yeah, give it a try.
Yeah, I don't know many and I don't know languages. So
Okay,
it's hard.
why don't you give examples? Mujhe Spanish, let's say instead of many languages, you put in like 3-4 languages. Yeah.
Mujhe, I don't know what I'm supposed to say in English. Mujhe, Mujhe, what do you want me to say? Many languages?
Name of languages.
Mujhe, many languages, ate, hey.
Okay, आती है, nasalized sound. Okay, so you say you can say मुझे कई, भाषा is singular, भाषाएं with nasalized is मुझे कई भाषाएं आती है. मुझे कई भाषाएं आती है. भाषा, I'm going to write it down for Devanagari. So you have a bha with a, you have a sh with a, bhasha, and then this is a bhashaएं. You will also see bhasha, and then this also bhashaएं. Okay, मुझे कई भाषाएं आती है. Okay, we will do more example. Let's say, so pretty much all the languages you can think of. मुझे जर्मन आती है, you can say, और मुझे जर्मन नहीं आती है. मुझे हिंदी आती है और मुझे हिंदी नहीं आती है. You can pretty much like any language. मुझे फ्रेंच आती है, और you can say मुझे फ्रेंच नहीं आती है, और मुझे रशियन नहीं आती है. Okay, all languages, you can put it into this category. Like, to the experiencer, this language is not known. That's how it will translate. Okay, let me give you. Okay, so let's stick with the language only, and let's see if some of you can make some sentences as well here. Ron, आपको कौन सी भाषाएं आती है?
मुझे पता हूँ 4 भाषा है.
ओके, आपको कौन कौन सी 4 भाषाएं आती है?
ये बोलो.
आपको कौन कौन सी 4 भाषाएं आती है? Which 4 languages?
मुझे French, अंग्रेजी, German, and Dutch. आती है.
Beautiful. मुझे जर्मन, फ्रेंच, जर्मन एंड इंग्लिश आती है.
मैं एक सवाल.
हाँ, पूछिए.
In the sentence मुझे हिंदी nahi aati hai, I have 2 questions. Nahi comes always before aati?
Yeah, so this question was asked earlier as well. I mean, to me, there is no hard and fast rule. It's what you're trying to emphasize. Okay? If you want to say, मुझे हिंदी नहीं आती है, French आती है, right? You're trying to emphasize the language. If you put it after the ana, मैं खाना, okay, मैं पिज्जा खाता नहीं हूँ, मैं पानी पीता हूँ, right? So it's whatever is coming before the nahi. You're trying to highlight that. Okay, so there's no sort of. I know oftentimes textbooks will say that it's only this rule, but there's nothing like that, right? It's like it's what you're trying to highlight, and that's what basically will decide. So by default, if you are just saying it casually, it will be well understood regardless of where you're placing it.
Okay.
Yeah.
And the other question of the same sentence, मुझे हिंदी नहीं आती है. Can we leave the hai away?
Yes, that's right. So this is a good one. So typically when you're using the negative sentences, the grammatically correct answer is you don't put the ending hai. That's a grammatically correct answer. You just skip it because it's like it's a negative sentence.
Okay.
Right? But colloquially people will just still put the hai, right? So you're absolutely right. For negative one, you can remove the ending.
Okay, धन्यवाद.
Yeah. All right. So this is about the language that you know, or languages that you know. Right? Now we will do it for skills also. So let's say you want to talk about the skills that you know. That's your brain. So मुझे, you can say, and it will be slightly tricky because how do you put the skill into a right bucket, whether it is masculine or feminine, right? So we will give it a try. So you want to say, I know swimming. Okay, so मुझे swimming आती है, it's a feminine. But if you're using in Hindi, you say मुझे तैरना आता है. Okay, मुझे swimming आती है, that's how you will say it. Because swimming as an English word is considered feminine, but when you're saying it in Hindi, मुझे तैरना आता है. Okay, you know driving. What is driving in Hindi?
गाड़ी चलाना.
Beautiful, right? So you'll say मुझे, गाड़ी is considered like a vehicle. Chalana is to drive. मुझे गाड़ी चलाना आता है. And this is, it will slightly confuse you because if you're saying मुझे driving, you will not say आता है, you will say driving आती है. So, मुझे ड्राइविंग आती है या मुझे गाड़ी चलाना आता है.
Sorry, could you repeat again why it's feminine? Like why it's Gadi and not Gadi? Gada. It's masculine and it's Gadi.
You mean why it's a gadi? It's feminine?
Yes.
Oh, okay. So, I mean, it's who would like to answer? It's a very tricky question. Why is car considered, or in general, a vehicle considered feminine? And anyone would like to share their insight? It's basically, to me, it's basically how you put any kind of like objects into the, when, I mean, it's probably the shape of it, right, or the size of the vehicle when the language writers were trying to sort of categorize different things, right? I mean, so in this case, they probably considered more in the appropriate category of, the feminine noun. That's why it's like gadi, right? I think the tricky question, which is very hard to answer, is why is gadi chalana considered, okay, so I think the tricky question, even more trickier, would be, one is you will say मुझे गाड़ी चलानी आती है, okay, or versus like you can say मुझे गाड़ी चलाना आता है, because both will go fine, okay. I think I would say this one for simplicity's sake. If you don't want to confuse it, you can simply say both. You can use both of them into the feminine category. So you can say मुझे driving आती है, or you can use this also as feminine, which is मुझे गाड़ी चलानी. Use both of them into the feminine, and that would be a simple one. मुझे गाड़ी चलानी आती है. Forget about गाड़ी चलाना. Just say गाड़ी चलानी आती है. It'll keep it simple.
May I say something?
Yeah, please.
I think that all the verbs in their infinitive form are masculine. Like it's about chalana, not gari. And gari here is just the car because we're specifying that we're driving cars, because in English, driving usually means a car, something that has a driving wheel. But the thing is, driving is in English is the one being treated as a feminine verb, because I think when you are using some words in English, they are feminine, but their translation in Hindi is the masculine one.
Yeah. So that's a much better explanation, actually. Yeah. Who was the one asking question? Was it Jackie G? Okay. Right. So we'll keep going into the skills. What other skills we can say in this pattern? Well, you can say आता है, आती है, आते हैं. So I'm going to give you guys some time, a minute to think. Think about the skills that you know or you do not know and you want to, imagine that you are appearing for, let's say, an internship you got somewhere in India, or, where you want to talk about it, what you know and what you do not know. How would you say that? So I'm going to give everyone some time. So you feel free to. You can use the plural as well, आते हैं. So that's totally fine as well if you want to. Okay. You can write it down, or I'm going to ask you to speak. Okay, मुझे क्रिकेट खेलना आता है. Beautiful. ये झूठ है. JD ji?
Mujhe football khelna aata hai.
Beautiful. Okay. Sunita ji? Okay. Christine ji
Yes, sir.
mentioned, yeah, anything you want to say?
मुझे चलना आती है. Yeah.
Okay. मुझे चलना आता है. Okay. मुझे नाचना आता है. Somebody said. Marwa ji said. मुझे खाना बनाना आता है. Beautiful. Right? Sanjay ji and Meeta ji. Right? मुझे फुटबॉल खेलना आता है. And then there was one more. मुझे पतंग उड़ाना आता है. Very good. Right? मुझे पतंग, to fly a kite is पतंग उड़ाना. Right? मुझे पतंग उड़ाना आता है.
Can I give a sentence?
Yeah, please. Yeah.
मुझे भरतनाट्यम और बॉलीवुड नृत्य आते हैं.
Beautiful, right?
Is that correct? आते.
Yeah. It's absolutely correct, right? So, if you know different forms of dances, you can definitely use that, right? So, मुझे dancing, okay, you can say that also. If you don't know the word, how to say to dance in Hindi, you can say मुझे dancing आती है. Wonderful, right? Okay, great. So I think this is good. So any skills, just to kind of repeat, any skills or languages or ability, you can use, this pattern for that, right? Something, yes.
I have a question, Ashuji.
Go for it, Josh.
Maybe it's just me, but why is it that these are things that you're doing? Why are they coming to you? As opposed to, like, say, emotions. I feel like emotions would come to you because they just come to you, but these are all things that, like, you're doing outwardly.
So if you're doing it right now, you will say, मैं गाड़ी चला रहा हूँ. I am actively, doing it. गाड़ी चला, I can control it. Okay. If I am cooking the food right now, मैं खाना बना रहा हूँ, I can stop it right now. Right? But you cannot stop knowing things right away. If you know something, you know it. Right? So two different things. When you're actively doing it, you are absolutely right. You can use the same sentences in that way. मैं गाड़ी चला रहा हूँ, मैं हिंदी बोल रहा हूँ. So English doesn't differentiate it. In English you say I speak Hindi or I know Hindi. But in a subtle way, even in English, when you say I know Hindi, it's known to you. You cannot switch on and off. When you are speaking it, you can choose not to speak it. You can control it. But the other one, if you know swimming or if you know driving, you know it. You cannot. How do you sort of like, So it's slightly harder because because English doesn't. It's there actually. Believe it or not, it's there where it's like the to me construct is there in English also.
And
it's not very. Yes.
And we do have a very similar structure in English. You could say something like, I used to know how to play chess, but it's not coming to me right now.
Yeah.
Coming to me. Okay. That makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah. So you keep it simple, that's why and I think there's not a whole lot of things. If you look at it, it's like where the co applies. But I think once it comes to you, then it's not going to go away.
Okay.
Yeah, wonderful. Right. So the next one is receiving something. When something comes to your hand, okay, it's also considered an experience. Okay, it's considered an experience that you're receiving something, whether it is a gift or whether it is like anything like a book or something or an opportunity, it's considered an experience, right? And there also you will say to receive something, it's basically the verb is milna. Milna is to meet also, but when you're receiving something, I'm going to stop it. Milna is also sort of to meet, but when you're receiving something, that's also it's milna. So whether you receive a blessings or an opportunity or a book or a gift, all of those, they are coming to you, right? So the recipient of all of those things will be followed by ko. So if let's say I received a gift, right? If I received a gift, it will be main plus ko. Mujhe gift mila. Past tense. Milna, I'm using it in past tense. Feel free to if I generally receive the gift, मुझे gifts मिलते हैं, right? और मुझे gift मिलता है, right? So I'm gonna again share it. So for now, just remember it's experiencer, whoever is receiving it. It's followed by को, X को, John को, Marwa को, Stacy को, Nicole को, something. And something, as I said, is opportunity or help. If you're receiving a help, you also say Nicole ko help. Help is considered feminine. Nicole ko help Millie. Okay. Let's say Michael. Michael ko, he did a very solid job and he got a bonus. So Michael ko bonus mila. Right? Let's say Sunny ji got an award. So Sunny ko award mila. Right? And in this case, the key thing is to remember is the milna agrees with the thing received. So whether it is Sunny who got the award or Jackie who got the award, both of the time, you will say Jackie ko award mila, okay, or Sunny ko award mila, because award is masculine singular. Everyone is thinking, so I'm going to take a pause and I'll take questions. It's a simple one because I'm keeping certain things consistent, right? I'm just putting into, and in the previous cases, I focused more on changing the experiencer, but I'm trying to keep certain things fixed. Any questions so far?
I have a question, Ashuji.
Uh-huh.
What is the difference? When do you use Mila and the Leah? So Leah is to get also. So you said you got a Upahara Puraskar Leah or Mila. I mean, is there a difference in the way you say it?
I mean, you can say it both ways. Maine liya versus like when you took it versus when you received it, right? I mean, it's the first one is when you say you were awarded, it's kind of, it's more is like, you were the recipient of it versus when you took the award, right? When it's more of like, the tone of it, right? I mean, maine liya is also like maine sabji li, okay, or maine gift liya, when I got it basically. But when you're receiving it, it explicitly mentioned that it's it's something celebratory, right? When you are the recipient of it versus when you are taking it, right? So I will yeah. Somebody was saying something.
Saying, how about Paya?
Yes, Paya is basically to obtain, like, but again, Paya, you will use it in a very specific cases, right? I mean, in this case, if you're talking about like a celebration and when you received it, I mean, there is some overlap with Pana, but I'll cover the Pana cases, separately.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, yeah. So let's take example of it. Let's say you received the work. I'm gonna do it's like a rapid fire round. You receive or you got the work. Josh.
The word Mujhe kam kara.
The verb is?
Okay, Mujhe kam karna mila hai.
Just the word calm is itself is good enough.
Oh,
Mujhe.
kam.
Yeah.
Mujhe kam.
Mila, that's it. I
Mila.
got the word.
Mujhe kam mila.
There you go. Mujhe kam mila. Okay. You're using it in the past tense. You got the work. You can again, if you want to use it in different tenses, you can use it, right?
Can I say Mujhe kam milunga?
Mujhe काम मिलेगा.
Malinga? Okay. Oh, but yeah, because it's co-block. Okay, Malinga. Okay, Mujhe kam Malinga. Okay.
Milega. Okay. You got the message or you received the message. Vlad, how would you say that?
So, Mujhe Sandesh, message is Sandesh.
That's right.
Mujhe Sandesh mila.
Yeah, we can say मुझे संदेश मिला or मुझे message मिला. Okay. Okay, let's say okay, so it's funny because काम is considered masculine, but the job is considered feminine, right? So what is the Hindi word for job, Marwaji?
Naukri.
Beautiful. Naukri. So you want to say, Marwaji, I got the job.
Mujhe naukri mili.
Okay, I got a wonderful job or great job. How would you say?
Mujhe achhi naukri mili.
Beautiful. मुझे अच्छी नौकरी मिली. Nicole ji, you received a book. Book in Hindi is?
Feminine. So mujhe kitab mili.
Beautiful.
No,
मुझे किताब. Yeah, that's correct. मुझे किताब मिली. Okay, you got okay, I'm changing it to you got the reservation. Reservation in this case is pretty much like you're booking something, you're trying to reserve a seat. Michael ji?
Mujhe reservation mila.
Beautiful, right? You got the information, you went to a national park, and you got the information. Austin ji?
Mujhe information mila.
Okay, feminine, so mujhe information mili. What is the word for information? It's a good one, so that's why I want to. Anyone know?
Jankari.
Beautiful, right? So it's jankari. मुझे जानकारी मिली. Right? Jankari. So you have one word, j with a, na, k with a. मुझे जानकारी मिली. Okay, formal word, but I think all the intermediate and above should know this one. मुझे जानकारी मिली. Okay, or if you didn't receive any information, you just wasted your time. कोई नई जानकारी नहीं मिली, time खराब हो गया. So that's what you would say, right?
What's the Hindi word for reservation?
What's the Hindi word for reservation? I used to remember it. Anyone who can look it up. What's the word for reservation? I can validate for you. It's not coming to me. It's not coming to me. मुझे याद नहीं आ रहा है. But who would look it up?
Arakshan.
Arakshan. There you go. Right? Arakshan. So it's Arakshan. Yeah, Arakshan. Beautiful, right? Again, I'm going to give you a set of examples just to pick up the pace. You got the files. I mean, we don't work in a file systems anymore, but in the olden days, mujhe files mili. Like I received the files, okay, um, or documents, right? Mujhe documents mile. We still deal with documents, right? So mujhe documents mile or dastavez mile, okay. Um, Sometimes we say the phone number as well as like मुझे आपका number मिला. I got your phone number. मुझे आपका number Vlad से मिला. I got your number from Vlad. Okay, मुझे Vlad से आपका phone number मिला. Okay, so any questions? I know we have 8 more minutes and I want to wrap it up. So I'm gonna, if it feels slightly rushed, bear with me. But like the pattern number 5 is really like experiencer को something मिला, मिली और मिले. My homework to you guys is at least think about 3 examples for each. 3 things that you can use for mila, 3 for mili, and 3 for mile. Okay, and this is just to exercise this thing. And for intermediate and above, definitely use it in more than past tense, right? If you think you will receive the price, it'll milega, milegi, and milenge, right? So if you think that someone will receive the Nobel Prize, right? So you can say someone, the name of the person ko Nobel Prize. What will be the verb? Josh?
Mila? I didn't follow you on that one.
For future.
Oh, yeah, Malege.
Milega, milegi, or milenge. Okay? So, definitely use it in different tenses. We'll do the last one. Okay? When the experience and it seems to them or it feels to them, okay, that's again, it's implied that they're experiencing something. To me, it appears that it's gonna rain. Okay, when I say it appears, that means it appears to me. When Nicole says it seems to her. To her is often forgotten there or missed there, but it's the verb, it's an experience basically, right? So the word that you need to remember in Hindi is lagna. Okay, lagna. So Nicole ji, how would you say mujhe? Remove the na and you will say
Lagni.
You remove the na and you just like the way you conjugated the previous one. Aata, aati, and aate. So it would.
I don't know.
Okay, so you say मुझे लगता है. मुझे लगता है. It appears to me, or I feel, followed by that. मुझे लगता है कि. Okay, मुझे लगता है कि. Like to me, it appears. I'm just trying to break it down. So experiencer को, Nicole को लगता है कि, which is I wrote it down here in Romanagri as well. Experiencer को लगता है कि, for example, it will rain today. कि आज बारिश होगी. Okay, so Nicole ji, follow it here. मुझे लगता है कि ये सही है. ये सही है is this is right. Okay, so what you're trying to imply is it seems right to me. It seems right to me. So let's say you want to say the opposite. How would you say the opposite of it?
Yay bhagavad hai.
Well, yeah. Go ahead.
मुझे लगता है
कि ये
oh I'm lost.
It's okay. You can either use the opposite of sahi, which is galat, or you can say nahi.
सही नहीं है.
Beautiful. मुझे लगता है कि ये सही नहीं है. I feel, it does not seem right to me. Okay, when you are noticing something wrong, right? Or you can say मुझे लगता है कि ये गलत है. Yeah, hard, Nicole.
Yes, very hard. I'm lost. But
No, it's follow the pattern. Like if this is hard, just remember this, at least this part. मुझे लगता है कि, and ki is nothing but joining this sentence and this sentence.
okay.
Right?
So the second part is always whatever
You feel. Yes, whatever you feel. If you feel it's gonna rain, मुझे लगता है कि आज बारिश होगी. Okay, if you do not feel it's gonna rain, मुझे लगता है कि आज बारिश नहीं होगी. मुझे लगता है कि मुझे लगता है कि ये मूवी अच्छी होगी. This movie will be good. Okay, anything you feel about, or to you, whatever it seems. Yeah.
Okay.
So, JDG, you were saying something. Sorry, I interrupted you.
Oh, I was just making a sentence. Mujhe lagta hai ki ye bhagavad hai.
मुझे लगता है कि ये बकवास है. Like this is garbage, right? So you can say that. So you can say that, right? मुझे लगता है कि हम that we are delaying or we are running late. How would you say that, Vlad?
तो मुझे लगता है कि
We are running late.
I forgot how to say
Okay.
late. दूर.
Yeah. देर.
Okay. मुझे लगता है कि हम लोग देर
कर रहे हैं. We are delaying it.
कर रहे हैं. अच्छा.
Yeah. Or you can say we are going late. हम late जा रहे हैं और देरी से जा रहे हैं. Right? You can keep it simple also, because something feels expensive to you. Maybe this one is simple. Something feels expensive. Yeah. So let's say, Michael ji, something feels, you buy something and you're like getting the price and it feels expensive to you.
मुझे लगता है कि यह चीज महंगी है.
Beautiful. मुझे लगता है कि ये महंगी है. Okay. And cheese is considered generally feminine, so महंगी है. Okay. But if you specify it, then it can change. Right? मुझे लगता है कि लैपटॉप महंगा है और ये फोन महंगा है. Okay. And to you, someone is not behaving normal, and you think, he or she is sick. Sunny ji.
मुझे लगता है कि वो बीमारी है.
मुझे वो बीमार है. Beautiful, right? मुझे लगता है कि वो बीमार है. Okay. Okay. Christine ji, you want to say, we think, or you think that we need more time.
मुझे लगता है कि हम कुछ और समय चाहते हैं.
Okay. That you want to use it twice. That to you more time is needed.
मुझे लगता है कि समय काफी नहीं है.
Okay, you can say that. Perfect, right? I was just trying to trick you to say, मुझे लगता है कि हमें और हमको और समय चाहिए. To us, more time is needed, but what you said is absolutely correct. You kept it simple. Yeah. Austin ji, anything else that comes to your mind? Any difficult sentence you can structure it, or advanced sentence you can structure it?
Can't think of anything right now.
To you, it seems that this was very valuable.
मुझे भी लगता है कि बहुत कीमती है.
Okay. कीमती है, फायदेमंद है. So this was basically when you want, or an experiencer feels or it seems something to them, right? That's when you can use to the experience, it feels that or it seems that. Okay, so I'm gonna just go back, just to kind of recap. In the last 3 classes, we learned the distinction between when the person is doing versus things are happening to them, right? We went over each of those. So some of them were pretty long. So when something is happening to their body, to their heart, to their mind, or when something is coming to their hand or coming to their eyes, all of those in a nutshell are basically experiences. And there you will explicitly use the person who's feeling it followed by co, right? And that's when basically that's what in a nutshell the co-blocker is. I know this was the topic really starts from simple, but then it touches the intermediate and goes to advanced. It's very hard to distinguish co. Co is really an advanced topic if you ask me. The right usage of co, right? So hope you've all found it useful. And if you have any questions, we can always definitely send me the questions, and then we'll compile it together to go over the exercises. But try to remember it. I will try to bring it into different exercises, because in the last 3 classes we didn't do the reading or the comprehension part. So my goal will be to keep bringing the use of co again and again, so you don't forget it, right? I mean, so it retains in your memory. Aapko yaad rahega, right? So with that, I'll wrap up. For folks who are watching live on Facebook, thank you so much. The time was changed today, so twice a year I experience it myself, right? I mean, so it takes a bit of adjustment.